Go ahead, Queen. Let's get it.
Hey everybody, I'm Sheena and welcome to Self-Love Sundays. Today we're going to talk about reasons you are enough, period. I wrote a book of motivational quotes to help everybody realize why they are enough, and we're going to go over 8 simple rules of self-love today. I'm here with Key, my co-host, and we're going to go back and forth and discuss the 8 simple rules.
Yes, and definitely make sure that you guys follow far as definitely her movement, Styles by Sheena on Instagram. Make sure that you guys follow my movement too as well. That is KidimoRadio, KIDMO_radio, and as well as True Dreams Radio on Instagram. So this self-love, girl, I need some help. So what's going on? What's going on? Definitely tell us as far as at the top for today.
Okay, I felt like I should become a self-love advocate because I was thinking of reasons in which people need to love themselves. There's a certain amount of self-love that's lacking out here, and we want to focus on what's going on over here and over there. And the most important thing is to focus on ourselves.
Okay, definitely. And so far as with your book too, so you got to tell us like what was the inspiration behind this book? You Are Enough, period.
Well, I felt like I needed a little bit of reiteration of that fact. I was going through a difficult time, and I was struggling with realizing reasons and my purpose for being here. So I decided to write a book that would give me simple, gentle reminders. It's easy to consume. It's a book of quotes, so it's not something that's super heavy. It's something that you can just flip through whenever you need a little bit of motivation from day to day. So I just decided to put it all and format it in a book form so that everybody can have a little bit of that.
Okay, definitely. So what's your favorite quote thus far, like that you have to say like in your book? You got so many, right?
I'll just pick one of my random favorites, and it would be stop accepting people's crumbs. People like to breadcrumb you a lot of times, and when we're not focused on ourselves, we'll accept whatever someone else has to offer us. So I feel like stop accepting people's crumbs.
Stop accepting people crumbs, you guys. Okay, definitely. So I'm ready to get started with these 8 rules right quick. What we got going on?
Okay, let's start with the first one. The first one is stop worrying if people like you. Do you like you? What's most important is realizing, do you like yourself? Do you agree?
Yes, I think that is important. I think that you really have to be 100% comfortable with yourself, no matter how popular you may be on social media, no matter how many likes you're getting. I think that if you don't like you, then you honestly, business-wise and even professionalism, I don't think you go far.
That's very, very true. Like, we spend a lot of time focusing on what other people think and what other people see in us when what's most important is what we see in ourselves. And we have to remember that how we feel about ourselves is the vehicle that drives us wherever we need to go.
Okay, definitely.
The second simple rule of self-love is stop asking people who have never been where you are going for directions.
Okay, you gotta break that down to everybody.
Okay, so a lot of times we're thinking about where we want to go, and we'll look for confirmation from others. So we'll look here and there for somebody to tell us why we need to go. And it's like, why look for someone else to create a path when you can blaze your own trail? Only we know where we're supposed to go. A lot of times we'll look for friends and family's confirmation when really we need to look to ourselves and realize that we can be the driving force to where we need to go. Mm-hmm. If you look at life as like a dichotomy for life would be driving a bus. If we're driving our own bus, and we're deciding where we want to go, that's how we get there.
Yeah, exactly. And I will agree too. I think that a lot of times, I think that far as like with people, I think we gravitate to people that we're already center ourselves around, who's already a part of our lives. But we also have to remember that they're not in our shoes. So if they don't fully get you when it comes down to certain things that you are wanting to like be a driven force in your life, then we have to really learn how to, which goes back to really honestly number one. Once you like yourself, you trust yourself. So to be real, you really trust it. You're more so of your instincts, and you more so, if anything, like, I like to talk to people to kind of get more of a confirmation on what I got set in stone. So sometimes I know it may seem like, well, you already got to figure it out, but to me, I think that it's important to still get that, I trust myself enough, but still want a little bit of confirmation, like at times. So I think I agree with you with that. I'm going to take you off the, your storage is almost done. There we go. We good to go. All right. Sounds good. So what's this third one we got?
Okay, the third one is get yourself to the know better, do better stage.
Okay.
A lot of times we act like we don't know when we really know. So we need to act like we know. Mm-hmm. We'll take where we are and we'll get stuck there and we'll be stagnant, and we have the tools and the resources to get further in life, but we'll just we'll just like rest in our laurels and stay where we're at, when really we know we can do better. We know we can be better, and that's what we need to get to.
And what do you think, like, far as like what steps that people can really like take to move to that next stage? What if they're just really feeling just they don't know how to like get out of that stuck phase? I guess if that makes sense.
An important thing I think that we should all do is goal setting. Once you look at, I'd like everybody to take a moment and just close your eyes and think about and envision your best self. Just take a moment. Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? That's who you need to be, and that's where you need to go. So if you can take down that vision that you just envisioned as your best self, write that down, and then write down the steps that you need to take to get there, because that's who you really are.
Okay, I definitely do agree with that. And I do feel like, too, even when it comes down to, there's times, too, that I can even say myself where a lot of times people think that I'm always on the move, always got things going on. And, yeah.
You're motivation for me.
But I have stuck moments, like a lot of times, oh, yeah, take it off, little power. I have times where I do feel stuck, and I think, not to get too spiritual, I know a lot of people have different beliefs, but my personal step is the first thing to do is really kind of pray and ask God what's good, really, but really just to really figure out, okay, what move should I make? Because no matter what you believe in, when it comes down to praying or speaking to the higher power, ultimately speaking, you're still speaking to within yourself. It's up to you to be able to see the message that the universe kind of gives out to you to let you know if that was a sign from God or whoever it is that you may, actually believe in. But I really think, like you said, it's just really having that moment, closing your eyes, really, and in my way of just praying and just really going, okay, what step do I need to make next to really make this happen? And sometimes you don't see the steps. And I think, I really do think that you should pay attention to, like far as like, maybe certain conversations you carry with people right after you realize, because that can be giving you your next step or your next sign, or seeing who you're interacting with, or even just take the turn that your job may take. That could have been another stage or whatever in your life. So I definitely do agree. Like you have to really, to me, like you said, close your eyes and just really think, or like I said, pray, y'all.
The fourth simple rule of self-love is your competition is not other people. Your competition is your procrastination. And this is something that I struggle with from day to day. Mm-hmm. I'll put things off and I'll wait and I'll wait and I'll wait and nothing happens. And as a collective, we have to stop waiting and just jump on it. Mm-hmm. Whenever we have an idea or movement we need to make that move. Mm-hmm. And that's really what I mean by that rule. Okay,
definitely. So you got to tell us the situation. Or a time where you just didn't jump on it. You just let it slip by, so that way it can be a lesson learned for others, or things so they can be able to relate to.
Let's see. There's been a few times where I procrastinated, whether it be on a position or a move or just different opportunities in life that I didn't take when I should have taken, and they just passed me by. So things will pass you by if you don't jump on them.
Okay, and
so I think the specific is.
Right, I think it was a second story, and I know, far as a lot of times too, as well, like procrastination. Like a lot of times, people will get it caught up with laziness too, as well. And I think sometimes maybe if anything, I would probably say one of the reasons sometimes where I feel like I procrastinate a little bit is because I don't have that. I need something to motivate me, I guess, towards a particular thing. And I know sometimes the only person that they say that can motivate you is yourself, but I think sometimes you have to pay attention to like the reasons as to why you're procrastinating. Is it your environment, people that you are around that's causing you to kind of procrastinate? Like, what are the thoughts that's going in your head? Is it really a goal that you want to accomplish, or is it a goal that you're feeling like you need to accomplish, which is why you're procrastinating and take it so long? Because what we also have to get into, what I think is important, is for us to know exactly the type of goals that we want to have and carry and accomplish, and not being too caught up in complete, as far as to me as even in a sense of competition. I feel like it's just in a sense of feeling like you have to do certain things in life because of those around you.
Wow, yeah, that's great.
And then when you're procrastinating a long time, what is that carrying? Nothing but stress. Now you're stressed you're trying to complete this goal that you really don't even want to complete,
especially for other people.
Yeah, for other people, and so I think we really have to distinguish the goals that we want for our lives, nobody else's lives, and then once we complete those goals, I feel like those goals will become like easier to execute rather than like procrastinating and stuff like that.
And then we can think of the next step.
Yeah, definitely. That storage full, child. Yeah, click. All right, definitely.
The fifth simple rule is stop making it look good and actually make it good.
Okay.
And
break that down.
When it comes down to that, we spend a lot of time worrying about just what it looks like on the outside or what it looks like to other people when it's not good. It can look good on the outside and be a mess on the inside. So we just have to focus on not just making it look good, but actually make it good.
Make it good. Okay. You got, and I mean, I'm curious. So, like, what would you consider what people try to make look good, but not make it good?
A lot of times, it's our spirit that we're covering up with what's on the outside. We're not really showing who we are on the inside. We're just covering it up, just trying to make it whatever we think will look good to the collective overall is what we're trying to make shiny. Like we get, our nails done, new shoes, everything that we need to make other people see us as beautiful, and not like focusing on letting the inside shine.
Okay,
I think that's kind of
okay. Definitely. I agree with you too, and I think that even down to it, you guys, friendships, relationships from all aspects. Like, relationships definitely with your spouse, but relationships with family members. A lot of times, of course, I've been seeing it a lot lately, like different memes and quotes, as far as like with people letting people know, like, it's okay to cut ties off. In other words, from family, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, whoever, and because they say that they're toxic, and I definitely will have to agree. I think that, a lot of times, because sometimes you guys, as far as with family, we do feel like we're supposed to ride it out to the end, and if your family member, whoever that may be, is really draining you, or is really just putting you in a legit, just a bad energy, a bad spirit, it's okay to cut ties. It's okay to not, just because it's family, because I think that's just another way. Well, it's family, so it's supposed to be good. Sometimes it's just not. We're human. And I think, down to friendships. Well, we've been cool for 10 years. Like, we gotta be friends forever, or we've been dating since middle school. We've been, it's okay to let it go if you're noticing that it's not feeling good. I think that's a big thing. I think not, so I think that, when they're saying making it look good, like make it good, I think it also definitely deals with feelings. Like, do you feel good when you're making that move? Do you feel good when you're around that person, or etc.? So, definitely. Now, I think we're gonna go to a little music break on them right quick. Do something slight. Now, you guys already know, as far as with True Dreams Radio, 24/7, we play all genres of independent artist music, as well as old school, new school, R&B. We definitely do support as far as all artists, all entrepreneurs, you guys. Once again, this is a new segment that we are starting as far as every third Sundays on True Dreams Radio. So make sure that you guys continue to support. We got the host, Styles by Sheena. I feel cool being co-host, isn't it? But I definitely do. I appreciate it so much. And if you guys are loving these braids, guess who did them? Styles by Sheena, boo. So, if y'all are looking for, some little long braids, some Rapunzels, then make sure that you guys definitely hit her up. But in the meantime, you guys, once again, y'all see me leaning over here because we are live too, as well, you guys, on the air. And we are, once again, far as live on IG, and we are live on Facebook too. So we're gonna I guess we'll switch up, make it a little hype for 2 seconds. We got a dope artist by the name of Rakim and Ali. This is their song, which is called Slow Down. So we're gonna slow down and think about reflecting on our lives and these last good 3 points that we're going to talk about too as well, you guys. We definitely do appreciate everybody's support, and we will be checking out you guys' comments or anything. If y'all have any type of feedback whatsoever, y'all want to give y'all opinion, y'all got some points that y'all want to make, please let us know. As you can see, we're kind of far away from our phones, so we're going to lean up in a few and check and see like if anybody has any feedback, but we definitely do appreciate it. We'll have more coming up shortly.
So we'll get right back into those. And the 6th simple rule of self-love is, if you want blessings, be one. So a lot of time we focus all of our energy on us. And it's important to have self-love. That's what we're talking about. But the energy you put out is the energy that you receive back. So it's important that if you want to receive good, you have to give good.
Okay, I definitely agree with that. Definitely agree.
Okay. The 7th simple rule of self-love is you can't do big things when you're distracted by the smaller things. So if you look at the big picture, then that'll keep you moving forward. If you're distracted by all the little things and shiny objects that come in your way, then you'll be pulled in a million different directions. So I think it's important that you focus on the bigger picture, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to do, and not get distracted by the smaller things.
Okay, I definitely do agree with that. And I think a lot of times too, that just kind of, and I feel like all of the rules, you guys, if you're noticing, like they all definitely do connect, you know, even down to far as with the 6th one, you know, if you want blessings, be one. So, you know, to me, that's connecting with number 7. You can't do big things when you're distracted by small things. And that just goes in, to show you, like, far as you have to be a blessing unto others, and that is something big, you know, in general. The way you impact other people's lives, that's major. And the best way, of course, to do it is off positivity, off good energy. It's not just always necessarily giving. Sometimes, you know, it could be simply giving somebody your time, your undivided attention. That's a blessing for somebody, because you never know what they could have been going through right at that moment when they called you or sent you a text or wanted you to come over or whatever the case may be. But I think at the same time, too, you know, we have to make sure that we don't let too many of those small situations wear us down and not focus on the big picture that you have for your life. And the biggest thing that I've noticed, sometimes people don't even know where to start. Sometimes people don't even know what's their purpose yet for a living. Like, they just genuinely don't. And I think the best way to, you guys, if you're at that moment where you're like, yo, I don't know what's my purpose yet. Like, I don't know what's my dream or what's my destiny. I think the best way to just start learning is really kind of, like I said, going back to far as with one of the other steps. Like, once you like you, then you know what you like to do. And once you know what you like to do, then, you know, because we live in a world where you have to somehow, some way make money. If anything, find a way to where you can make money off what you like to do. Now, at the end of the day, don't let your life necessarily, I guess, be about money. I don't strongly suggest that, but I strongly suggest on figuring out what it is that you really enjoy about yourself, figuring out what type of talents, I guess, maybe you have, gifts that maybe you have, skill sets that you actually have, and let that be your big picture. Let that be something where you know that it's going to let you shine, whether it's with 2 people or 2,000 people, whether you go viral today or get 1 like tomorrow. Whatever it is that you're doing, your big picture is to really honestly, just do good unto others. You know, and sometimes even the best way to do good unto others is sometimes keep it to yourself. You know, maybe your energy is just not the greatest energy. Sometimes I have energy where it's just not great. And I'll just stay in this house by myself. You know, I'll stay in the home by myself. Like, you know, if I'm just not feeling it, just to not bring that energy off to others. And sometimes you never know that. I know it may sound crazy, but that could have been a blessing to not leave the house, because somebody could have got cussed out that day, you know. But not literally speaking. But you know, I just really feel like on my end, you know, my big things is True Dreams Radio is my station. That is a big thing that I try to focus on, and I guess sometimes I would say, like, my small things that I really honestly let distract me is this. It's social media at times. Sometimes I get caught up, you know. I may be on there promoting, moving, and then next thing you know, I don't watch the whole episode of some type of reality TV show because they had different clips, you know, and then those clips turn to minutes. Those minutes can turn into hours. So I will personally say, like, that's a small thing, but still a challenge, you know. So I would tell people, you know, the best way that I'm trying to cope with it is making sure that I can focus. What was my purpose on getting on Instagram, getting on Facebook? All right, let me do that and let me handle that. And then from there, you know, if I do kind of want to be on there a little bit. Sometimes, honestly, you know, I'll even though my mom may make it seem like I use her all the time, but I'll call her, you know, randomly. I'll, you know, call people that you know can either make you laugh or that's going to challenge you about what you do today or what have you accomplished, you know. So to me, sometimes I'll say that's a small distraction, but I try to still take advantage of that word of mouth by simply calling people if I'm like noticing, like, okay, I'm scrolling, I'm looking too much, you know, as far as like on my social media accounts, things like that. So
accountability partners are very important. Having someone that you can go to that will push you to get right back on the right track is very, very important.
Yes, definitely. No, I definitely do agree.
And the 8th and final simple rule of self-love is enjoy your life now. This is not a rehearsal. Honestly, this isn't a practice life. We don't get another one. This is the only one we get, and we have to do what we can while we're here. That's really just, that sums up everything in one. Like, where do you need to go? How do you need to get there? That's what we have to focus on.
Yes, and I definitely agree. You know, we see far as in Charlotte right now, you guys, and not just in Charlotte, but all over the world, but we definitely see right now in Charlotte, in particular, that's where we're located for those that's on our lives. In Charlotte, North Carolina, there's been an increase, a tremendous increase on homicides. You're talking, I think, literally alone last week, it was about 7 to 8 people that got killed. Not just died, but got killed. And, you know, this life that we're living, like, you really only get one shot at it. You know, you have people that may have got shot or this close from dying and you still live it. Yo, we literally only have one life to live. And I think that it's just important to really take advantage of enjoying life the best way possible. We're so stressed out trying to make money.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna say forget money. You know, I can't say that because money make the world go round. You know, money keeps a roof over our head, clothes on our back, shoes on our feet, food to eat. I get it. But at the same time, too, money, we really have to stop feeling like it's everything as well. Like, even down to, oh, you're getting overtime. Don't always have to do overtime, even if it's available. Take it easy a little bit. Did you spend a whole 24 hours, even a whole 8 hours with your loved ones or with your friends or just simply with yourself? Because you're spending 8 to 10 hours guaranteed for another man's company. Yeah. And at the end of the day, by the time y'all get taxed, y'all, if you really look at your numbers, is it really worth it? And I only say that because life is so short. And even to me, the best way to live long is to really enjoy life. It really just to, you know, of course, don't just up and quit your job looking at me now. Don't do that. But, you know, at the same time, too, don't over stress yourself. Don't become draining of your jobs. Or like I said again, when it comes down to friends and things like that, don't feel like, or your relationships, don't feel like I'll be able to cut them off tomorrow. Or I'm going to try to do this next week. Yo, if you have the opportunity to actually do it now, if there's nothing hindering you from making it happen today, and you don't have to necessarily wait till next week, don't have to necessarily wait till the next day, yo, do it. The worst that's going to happen is, what, you fail, you do it again. Shout out to Ashley, the person that actually introduced me to the radio industry when I was like 10, by a guy by the name of Hosey Mack. He had just made me watch like a 10-minute clip of a speech that Denzel Washington did. And the best thing to kind of give you guys just an example of more so what I'm saying is that he said that his first time ever auditioning for something, he always wanted to do Broadway. Mm-hmm. So his first time ever auditioning for a Broadway play, he didn't get it. He couldn't sing. You know, it was just, he took the L. And we talking Denzel Washington, of course. So he got cut. You know, of course, he kept, applying for different roles or whatever to the level to where he's at today. Right? Now, but this is the catch. He failed. He got cut off. He tried to do something that day, which was an audition for Broadway. He could not sing. He don't even understand why he did it, but he wanted to be in Broadway. That was what he put in the atmosphere in the universe. 30 years later, he did the movie. What is that Broadway movie that him and the female just did? I don't know if you guys...